Hey y'all, hi. So I just filmed a video showcasing my most worn makeup of this year so far. The makeup products from my newly edited, thoroughly decluttered collection that I've just been wearing nonstop in January of 2023. And that got me thinking about the makeup that I kept in my declutter that I really love, but that I haven't worn yet in 2023. I started wondering what I would come up with if I went through my collection and I tried to pull things that I just have either not worn or have barely worn, things that I feel like haven't been getting as much play as they deserve. So I collected them together in this box, and I'm going to go through and kind of like hype myself up about this makeup. I know that I love it all because I just decluttered my collection. I was really ruthless, and this is all stuff that I kept. But for one reason or another, I haven't been inspired to wear it. And so the goal of this video is to inspire myself to wear it kind of by thinking about what kind of look each piece of makeup might fit into, maybe trying to like pair them with each other, put them together, just like a little brainstorming session with this makeup to get it going again. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm glad you're watching this video. My name is Hannah. I really love makeup. I do sometimes review new stuff, but I also make content about my existing makeup collection because I feel like a love of beauty isn't really all about shopping for makeup or deciding what to buy. It's a little bit about that, but it's mostly about using the great makeup that you own. So that's what this video is. If you like it, then I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead now and get right into the meat of this video. Okay, first up, I want to talk about this Victoria Beckham product. This is the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in Onyx, and it's kind of an iconic piece of makeup for me because for years I was sort of lusting after this style of eyeshadow, a single eyeshadow that is creamy but isn't actually fully a cream, and that is really, really lustrous and wet looking and black, but without leaning blue and without being necessarily sparkly, just like having that really shiny quality that makes it look greasy. With this product, I really feel like I've found the GOAT. Like, this is the best of that kind of thing. And I just don't wear it very often because it makes kind of an intense eye look. So I tend to overlook it for daily wear. And then frankly, when it's time to create an intense eye look, like on those occasions, I also tend to overlook it for, I would say, like newer things. It's almost like I don't really remember it even when it would be appropriate because it's been around for a while. So I'd like to get more use out of it. And I recently made that video about trends, 2023 trends for makeup according to what's been on the runways recently. And this fits perfectly with one of the trends. It's like that messy, lived in, kind of like grungy 90s inspired makeup. And I feel like I can use it to make that kind of eye look without it necessarily being too full glam. So let's say I wake up tomorrow and I put this all over each of my lids, but I really buff it out and rub it in so it's not too incredibly like heavy and glam, but it rather is just giving me that kind of greasy, slept in look. I feel like I can do that. Like, just buffing it out like that makes it seem less intimidating. And look at that glistening quality. It's just so awesome. So where could I go from there with this on my eyes? This liquid shadow from Lethal, it's not really an underused product in my collection. I use it a lot when I'm demonstrating things. I recently had it on camera because I was doing those glitter brows and it was one of the products that I used. It doesn't feel like it's been languishing for months the way that the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster does, but I don't think I've put it on my eyes yet in 2023. So I went ahead and grabbed it when I was going through my stuff because it's such a good one. And because it fits with that trend of like the greasy eye. And I wonder how it would layer over this and if it might kind of help tone down the color, the like really dark blackness of it even more for day. I know that making it shiny wouldn't be everyone's solution to like the issue of feeling like it's not daytime eyeshadow, but I just love a wet look lid for day. That made it really shiny. So this is sort of mixing them together. The other thing that's great about this Lethal product is that it becomes really bulletproof. Like, it dries down and it really, really stays. So that has made it like a soft silver. I feel like that could really work all over the lids and definitely be very daytime. But honestly, I would be tempted to like work a little bit more of Onyx in at the lash line to make a gradient like that so it doesn't get too watered down. Okay, this is making me feel way less intimidated by Onyx. It's making me feel a lot less like the only option for it is to basically have rich, thick, shiny, greasy black eyeshadow from lash line to brow, which is like how I think of this product, but it's just not the case. It's much more versatile than that. Okay, so say that this is on the eyes and then maybe actually some black eyeliner and some black mascara. So it is a pretty dramatic look, but not like really smoky, you know? I feel like I still want to keep it kind of neutral on the rest of the face. So maybe that's where this could come into play. This, again, is not an underused product in my collection overall. Clearly, I reach for the balm a lot, the balm foundation. This is the Ket Cream Fix palette that I have. It's a balm foundation. The white is just like the white of the foundation, so I can like lighten it up if I need to. And then we have a highlighter and 3 blushes right here. And this is the blush that I feel like is honestly one of the best colors that I have. And I don't really always remember it when I'm looking for blush because it's in this palette rather than being with all of my other blushes. So I'm kind of including it here to try to remind myself. It sort of gives me, honestly, it kind of gives me a neutrality, like a putty color that no other blush gives to me. And I feel like it would be amazing on the cheeks with this on the eyes because it's really, on me, it kind of approaches that like contour cheek vibe. Like it's not really adding color, but it's just adding a little bit of structure. Reminds me of like a glamorous editorial, like a NARS ad or something. I feel like we're really going somewhere here. And I kind of want to keep going with that. And so with this sort of pale, like only slightly darker than my skin color cosmetics is what I'm saying. Like have the glamour on the eyes and then have the rest be quite subtle. And I actually brought Lorna Doone down here, which is one of my Gucci lipsticks. It too is a very unusual kind of putty pale color, kind of like the lipstick version of that blush. I wonder how similar they actually are. Whoa, they're really similar in color. I mean, I actually feel like they could be used interchangeably. So if I'm going to do this, I might as well just put Lorna Doone on my cheeks, you know, or use the Ket Cream Fix on my lips. I like Lorna Doone better because it's a little bit less peachy. And this is really, really making me want to wear it again. And I haven't worn this in like a year. I haven't forgotten about it. It's like a really special lipstick, but I'm not out here like putting this on my lips every day. And I actually feel like it is more wearable than my use of it implies, or, you know, my lack of use of it. All right, I want to put a little bit more, I feel like I need a little bit darker of a smudge of Onyx here, just because I feel like if I actually did this look, I would have mascara on, and so this would actually be the range, right? It would be going from quite dark to this like really glossy kind of watercolory wash of shine on the lids, and then these would be the colors on the rest of the face. I'm so excited about this. Okay, so we've knocked out these 4 products with this look, which honestly, I feel like I want to wear it tomorrow. Like I'm really into this. With like a black turtleneck. I mean, come on. All right, let's start somewhere else on the face for this next look. We started with eyes with the Victoria Beckham. Let's start with lips because there are actually a bunch of lip products here. And I want to deal with this. So this is another Gucci lippy. This is the Voile formula. So it is like a balmy, sort of sheer, very elegant lip product. This was the first Gucci lip that I ever owned. This was the one that I reviewed the first time I reviewed Gucci makeup back in the day. And it's an incredibly wearable red, but it's still a red. And so I think it intimidates me a little bit. And you know, a lot of times I'll start with my eyes. Lips will be the last thing I'm doing. And so I'll get to them and it'll be like, no, like not a red, you know? So that's why I feel like it's good to start with this. And the thing is, the color is pretty soft. The pigment's pretty soft. It's not as though my face can't handle this plus some other relatively strong makeup. I just think of it as that. Like I think of it as not being able to bear much more than a red. And I always forget that this is sort of a special soft wearable red. So I'm trying to remind myself of that here. And I think that it will help to make a plan for like what makeup I'll pair it with. Because you know, my instinct is to do what I did with the other look and have this be the statement of the look and pair it with like a really neutral cheek and like no eye makeup, like just mascara. But I wonder if it could handle more than that. So this is is one of my favorite Phytosurgence blushes. That might be kind of intense. I think it could work. It would be sort of a sunsetty, washy look, especially if I wore a pretty thin layer of Goldie Red, which is the name of the Gucci Voile, and a pretty thin layer of Simmer. But you know, I think I have, yeah, this is a blush. I love these Ellis Fass products, and I always forget about them because of the shape. They just don't stand out to me in my drawers. The formulas are so elegant. The colors are so great. Oh yeah, and this would definitely go. That's a great cheek for Goldie Red. And I actually feel like, I don't know, the peachiness, it could be a strong cheek. It could be a strong cheek and a light lip, even though this is the stronger of the two colors. And then what to put on the eyes. So it's funny, I first thought of one of these bronzes, one of these Rowan bronzes. And yeah, I do think that a bronze goes well with a red lip. But the trouble I've been getting into when it comes to wearing things like this, like the red lip, especially with a bronze, is that it just feels a little bit extra glam for me in the everyday. Even with this like casual smeary makeup and this sort of soft blotted lip, to have bronze on the eyes and then red on the lips, they both feel a little bit heavyweight. Maybe this is the Rowan Warm Quad. I don't know. Not for me. It's like, this is a pretty shadow, but this is making it all feel very rusty. I think the thing to do is to turn to 1111. Well, I feel like any one of them could work and it would be really interesting. That could work, but I feel like it's competing a little too much. I feel like the thing to do is to take this super textured, dynamic shade in 1111, look at that, and put it all over the lids in like a sparkle wash, but really to build it up so it gets that like casual, creasy quality throughout the day. I'm trying to find a spot where you'll be able to see it because it's reflecting so much light. Maybe there. Yeah. And then like the peachy cheek and the strong red lip can kind of be where the action is, but we have texture. We have like a third texture on the eyes. I feel like this is the way for me to wear Goldie Red in the daytime while also making use of some of these other products that haven't gotten a lot of play so far this year. It's looking a little bit peach to me, but I think that I put on a really thick layer of this blush here in the swatch, and when blended out, it actually will, well, letting it set and then trying to blend it out really wasn't the thing, but I don't think it's going to be so peachy when I apply it. Yeah, I'll totally wear this combination. Another good one. And I feel like if I get carried away while I'm doing the eye look, these other two shades in 1111 will like still go because they have some of the same tones as the blush. Okay, I feel emboldened to wear Goldie Red, and that takes care of these three. So these other two Ellis Fass products are both lip products. One of them is this great sheer orange gloss, which I just wish I would remember more because I'm so into sheer glossy lips right now, and I've been like wearing all of them except for this one. And this is like a cream lipstick in an awesome formula in an awesome brown color. I think I want to start with this one for the next look. You know, it is an awesome formula and an awesome brown, but I'm remembering why I don't wear it now. It's because it just goes a little more orange on me than I want it to. It seems like it's not going to, and then it does. This might kind of be on the chopping block. Let's see what I can do in terms of building a look around it, and I'll wear it this week, and that'll help me decide if I really want to keep it or not. So I feel like anything could go with it, right? I only have one blush left here that I brought down, and it could definitely work. Simmer is a pretty bright blush, but it ends up looking natural on me. It's one of those blushes that it buffs out. It almost has a little bit of like yellow pigment in it. I put way too much on to show what it would look like. It just ends up looking, my cheeks end up looking the way they look when they get sun. That's still, I think, a little bit intense compared to how it would actually look. But I like them together. I feel like that slightly yellowy undertone in the blush, it makes the maybe could lean orange undertone of the brown look more yellow, which I feel like works better for me. So this could definitely go with the Rowan quads, like no problem. That would be a gorgeous look. I also brought this Tom Ford quad down here just like in a supporting role because it's new to me since I visited Khaki, and I just am excited about it. And I thought that maybe I would end up using it as like a crutch on which to lean to use some of my less used makeup. But I think in this case, it's the Rowan. Maybe this bronze, the one that's like a little bit less warm, a little more green. That on the eyes, fantastic. Especially with sort of a lighter application of both the lip product and the cheek. So they're just both kind of blotted. Wow, swatching this is really making me want to wear it. That color in 75 degrees warm. Okay, so that is a way to incorporate these three. I feel like the real motivation there is actually to wear this lipstick so that I can decide if I really want to keep it, which I'm kind of leaning towards no, actually. I feel like there's a reason that I almost never wear it. And then that juicy textured color is really getting me going. So all that's left are 4 lipsticks and the Tom Ford Quad, which isn't, again, one of my older pieces of makeup. It's just here in a supporting role. And I can't build a look around each of these 4 lipsticks with the makeup that I picked because, you know, we're all out. I just grabbed more lipsticks than I needed for this exercise. So I think that all I'm going to do here is just to point out to myself that this orange gloss from Ellis Fass, which I was just saying I really do love, unlike the lipstick that I used for the other look, and that I really do want to use more. This orange gloss would make such an amazing lip to pair with a just basic look from this quad. Like, I am so into the idea of this unusual, rusty, glossy orange with like the plummy, dark, taupey look that I get from this quad. Like, just those two together. This is, I feel like, the best thing that's happened in this video. This is so exciting. This might actually have kicked out the first look, the Victoria Beckham, like, shiny eye with the super neutral cheeks and lips. This might have kicked that off of the #1 look that I want to do. Like, I want to wake up tomorrow and put this all over my eyes and this all over my lips. Maybe nothing on my cheeks except for like a little bit of gloss, and absolutely slay the day. That is so exciting. It's like the orange is bringing out the purple that's in this taupey shade just a little bit more than it would otherwise be brought out. But because it's such a neutral, it's not too much. Like, they're not clashing with each other, even though they're such different colors. I'm really here for that. What a way to end it. Okay, so I ended up with 4 little bits of inspiration. I feel like these are the best two. The plummy eye from the Tom Ford Quad with that orange lip, and this one, which is the first one. These two in the middle, I feel like the looks that I ended up building, it's not my exact favorite kind of look, right? Like pink cheek with a warm lip. I feel like when I go for a really pink cheek, I really try to tone it down everywhere else. So that was just like the results of the fact that I threw a bunch of makeup into a box and then I tried to pair it all up, and like it didn't all come out exactly perfectly. I might actually be more inclined to wear Goldie Red with the lip and cheek from this day, or even with the eye from the Tom Ford Quad. But even though I wasn't as inspired by the looks I put together in the middle here, I do feel more in touch with the pieces of makeup that I was trying to revive, right? So the Rowan Quads in particular, that sort of greenish bronze in 75 Degrees Warm, the Gucci lip, the Ellis Fass blush, I just feel like they're fresh in my mind the way that something is when you first purchase it. I feel like the reason why we tend to be the most excited about things we just bought or wear them the most and our old stuff kind of feels unexciting, it's just like you remember it more easily, right? If you just bought it, it's like fresh in your mind. In a way, I've just like purchased this again. Like I feel like I just bought it now. It bought its way back into like the front lines of my consciousness when it comes to like the makeup that I think about owning and the makeup that I plan to wear soon. So this was really fun and inspiring to me, and I hope that it was fun to watch. It was also interesting to see that one thing that happened during the process of this was that I came across a lipstick that I actually don't really want to wear. Like, I swatched it out and I was like, you know, I don't even feel inspired to wear this. Like, I'm trying to wear my unworn makeup, but I vaguely regret keeping it in the declutter, right? So that's good information. And going through my makeup like this, keeping a close eye on it will help me keep it edited and make sure that I'm not just like holding on to stuff that I don't actually wear. Perhaps you will be inspired to do this with your makeup soon. This is an especially good way to fight off the urge to buy new stuff, if that's something with which you are dealing. Thank you again for spending this time with me. I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I really hope you're remembering to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.